Argentina have beaten Netherlands in a nail-biting penalty shoot to reach the semi-finals for the fourth time in their history. Fun fact, Argentina have made it to the finals in their previous three tries. So previous three times they've been to the semifinals, they've also made it to the finals. Can they do it again? Today we're going to analyze how both teams played in and out of possession, and then we'll look at key players from both teams to see where the game was won and lost, right? But before we get started, the moment of the tournament so far was that Wout Weghorst free kick in the 101st minute in regular time. My goodness, my heart cannot take the intensity and the excitement of this World Cup, man. Last kick of the game, Steven Berghaus decides to take the penalty. He makes the pass to Wout Weghorst, who rolls Enzo Fernandez and scores the goal to get Netherlands into extra time. They had absolutely no right to be there. 0.48 xG to Argentina's 1.44 up to then. 6 shots versus 14 for Argentina. I mean, that was magic straight out of Louis van Gaal's playbook. So massive credit goes out to the coach and the Dutch team for making that moment happen. So now let's look at Argentina in possession, right? They played a 3-5-2 that became a 4-3-3, right? And the fullbacks have to take a lot of credit for this because these guys provided a lot of tactical flexibility to the Argentinian team. When Molina pushed forward, Messi kind of played as the center forward, Alvarez dropped on the left-hand side, and Acuna played deep as the sort of fullback, right? So Romero would step in as right back, Martinez and Otamendi would be center backs, and Acuna would play over here. And the opposite would happen, right? When Messi would play over there, Alvarez would kind of play centrally. Molina would step in as the right back, and Romero and Otamendi would be in defense, and Acuna would push forward, right? So they kind of played a 4-3-3 when they had the ball. Acuna and Molina had great games, and they operated as midfielders most of the time, depending on where the ball was, right? They created a lot of problems for Netherlands fullbacks and their right and left center backs, right? So whenever Acuna pushed forward, Alvarez would be pushing forward with them. McAllister would provide support, and Dumfries and Timber would kind of be in a lot of trouble, right? And what would happen is with these guys up top here, De Roon wouldn't have any room to push forward. De Jong would have to come closer to help, and because of that, there was a sort of link missing between the defense, midfield, and the attack for Netherlands, right? They couldn't really progress the ball because this same thing kept happening on both sides. So Ake and Blind were also struggling with Molina and Messi when they progressed through the right side. And so De Jong would have to come in and help because he didn't want to leave them sort of 2-on-2, and which meant, Netherlands kept struggling to progress the ball even when they won it back, right? So now we'll go back to the way their shape was. And we'll look at out of possession, right? So again, the fullbacks of Argentina provided a lot of flexibility for them because if they were under pressure, they had the ability to go sort of play 5 at the back, right? So provide 2 extra defenders to play with. And if they wanted to press, right, if Netherlands had the ball deep in their own half, then they could actually play sort of a 3-3-4 formation. And I'll explain how that works. So Alvarez and Messi would be high up top, trying to press these guys here. And then Acuna and Molina would be in these positions to try to get the ball back from the back line of the Netherlands, right? And obviously these players would also push up, creating lots of problems for Netherlands to play out the ball, right? And Van Gaal's strategy this tournament has been to sort of give up possession and put the onus on the other team to create something, make it difficult for them, use their strengths which lie in their defensive line. And Argentina kind of copied that strategy today, right? They allowed the Netherlands to have the ball as much as possible. I think the possession ended up being 48-52. I can't remember which team had more. But it was an incredible strategy, and I would actually say tactical masterclass from Scaloni, right? So credit goes to the Argentina coach. Now let's quickly talk about the Netherlands possession as well. They kind of played a 3-4-1-2 starting that became a 4-3-1-2. So what they tried to do was, play 2 center backs, Dumfries tried to step into midfield, so it became a 3 in midfield. And, Blind would play as the left back. And the opposite would happen where if Blind was stepping into midfield, Dumfries would play as the right back. The two center backs would be Van Dijk and Timber, and then Ake would play as left back, right? I'm not sure this strategy really caused a lot of trouble for Argentina because, they were really lacking an attacking threat and they had really poor width to offer, right? Like Dumfries is traditionally not that attacking a fullback. He's very strong defensively, more so, right? And Blind is also like kind of towards the back end of his career. He doesn't have that pace anymore, or not that he ever did, but he definitely doesn't provide that to this team. And they were kind of playing narrow through the middle as well. So Netherlands really struggled to create a lot. In the second half, Van Gaal made a lot of changes, right? So he took off De Roon, brought on Koopmeiners. He took off Bergwijn at the start of the second half, brought on Berghuis. Then he took off Blind to bring on Luuk de Jong. So if you're paying attention, the formation is a mess at this point. But I think what they played was a 4-2-2. So they had two CDMs, two cams, and two strikers, right? And obviously the last change was to pie off for Weghorst. And the way they played this was they had Weghorst as the right striker, Luuk de Jong as the left striker. They had Frankie de Jong and Koopmeiners as the two CDMs, and then Gakpo and Berghuis as the two cams, right? So that's how they shaped up with Ake at left back, Van Dijk as left center back, Timber right center back, and Dumfries. So this is how they set up. They tried to throw the kitchen sink at Argentina, and it kind of worked, right? Martinez was at fault, like Emiliano Martinez, the goalkeeper for Argentina, was at fault for the Weghorst goal. I think it's a shot that he should be saving. And this guy is a smug mofo, like the way he was celebrating after the penalty saves. But, I don't think Argentina would have been in that position had he saved the first Weghorst goal, right? So not really great from Martinez, but it kind of worked. Like what Van Gaal wanted to do happened, and they went into extra time. So that's what happened with Netherlands. Let's talk about key players really quickly. We have Messi with a man of the match performance, man. This guy is, many people's GOAT for a reason. What a sublime assist to Molina. Like Molina was sort of running forward in this way. Messi picks up the ball here, plays a couple of 1-2s, gets here, and plays an amazing pass to Molina. Please go check out the highlights if you haven't seen it. You will never see a better pass in a clutch moment. What a player. He also scored a great penalty. He had 6 shots with 2 on target, 1.4 expected goals and expected assists, created 3 chances. He had 67 touches, 2 successful dribbles, and actually won 10 out of 14 of his ground duels, right? So he showed some of his strength in that 5'7" body. Nahuel Molina also take a bow. He will never forget that goal for the next 50 years, right? No chance. 57 touches of the ball, 2 progressive passes, 3 clearances, 1 interception, and 5 ball recoveries. Acuna as well, super underrated game. He will unfortunately miss the semifinals because of a second yellow card. He won the penalty, had 41 touches, 2 successful dribbles, 2 accurate long balls, 3 tackles, 1 interception, 3 ball recoveries, and won 9 ground duels, right? So absolute all-round performance from this guy. Jurrien Timber also deserves a lot of credit. Super young center back, still playing for Ajax. 90% pass accuracy, 109 touches, 10 progressive passes, 2 tackles, 2 clearances, 3 interceptions, and 8 recoveries. So great performance from him. And finally, 6'6", coming in at 200 pounds, Wout Weghorst, man. 2 shots and 2 goals. Only 14 touches, almost ruined Messi's chance at a World Cup win. What a player. I mean, he was playing for Burnley last season. Now he's playing somewhere in Turkey. What a player. Gave us one of the best moments of the World Cup so far in that free kick. So this was an enjoyable game. I don't think Netherlands did a lot to deserve to win this game. But, Argentina definitely deserved it at the end. And we'll wait to see what happens in the semifinals. Thank you guys for watching. Get in the comments who was your man of the match. It was definitely Messi for me. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.